Good morning, it's Amy Yamada here with my weekly Chat with Amy. And if you are joining me for the first time, then welcome. I'm happy to have you here. And just know that I jump on this every week on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, unless I'm traveling. And this is all about helping you to create the impact and income that you've always wanted, and also using what I call the power of deep connection. So deeply connecting with yourself, deeply connecting with your vision, and deeply connecting with others so that you can really create this difference in the world. So if you're just joining me right now, I would love for you to say hello so I can see who's on and say where you're from. Hey Leah, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining. And once we have a few more people on, I will be sharing with you some of my favorite ways to fill a group program. And I know that a lot of you are coaches and service-based entrepreneurs. And even if you don't have a group program per se, some of these steps that I've taken in order to attract clients and fill a group program can be relevant for you, in that all of you who are watching, I'm assuming, already have a business or are launching a business, or you've even had one for a few years, and you're moving into this direction of having an online element of your business. Hey Tanya, hey Renika. Leah says, hey Amy, good to see you. Excited to hear about filling group programs. I'm ready and confronted by the sales part of filling a group. Yeah, this is something that's been coming up a lot, even with some of my clients who are just like, okay, I'm ready to have my next big breakthrough in sales. So, okay, I'm just seeing who else is on here. It's so fun to have all of you joining me. Hi Phaedra. Okay, so and if you're just joining, go ahead and say hello. I always love to see who's on. So, let me take a sip of my coffee. Okay, so today's topic about how to fill a group program. First of all, I would love to see if any of you are right now filling a group program, or if you have plans to fill one within the next 3 to 6 months. Just go ahead and type in below and what your group program is. It's just fun to see what it is that you're working on. Hey Ava, hey John. So, for filling a group program, first of all, whenever I am about to go into an open enrollment for filling a group program, I always think about what is the group program. Even if I've run the group program before, I think about what is the group program that I'm offering right now. Because if I've offered it before, then I always want to make sure that I'm taking it to the next level. You know, always be improving it. And if it's a new group program, then I really want to start wrapping my head around what the program is, so that once I start talking to people about it, I'm very confident in what I'm sharing with them, okay? So the first thing I do, and this is one of the calls that I am gonna do a little bit of training, so you get a sense of how I coach even my clients, so I'm happy to share this with you. And you can even take notes, or if you are not in a place to take notes, you can always come back and watch the replay later, because these steps have helped myself, my clients, my colleagues in order to take steps to fill their programs, okay? So the first thing that I always do is like I said, I really think about the group program. I may even journal about it and think about what is it that I'm creating so I can get excited about it. And part of what I'm such a big believer in is not just saying, oh, I have to create a group program and I have to fill it and I need to make sales because I'm stressed out about money, right? That is the energy that is not going to get you anywhere. So instead, I just think about, I get to create this amazing group program that is going to make a difference for people. And once I enroll them into the program, we'll get to spend a lot of time together, and I'll get to know them. I'll deeply connect with them. I'll be a part of their journey. They'll be a part of my journey. So I get really excited about the actual experience of working with them. So I really start to wrap my head around it, and then the first tangible step is I create a one sheet. Now, some of you who are my clients know what I'm talking about, and maybe others of you who have worked in the corporate world, I know sometimes they call it a one-pager, a one sheet. I worked in the media for about 15 years. So anytime, for example, when I worked for a radio station, whenever we wanted to have a new package that we would offer, say we were offering a sponsorship, like a all holiday music sponsorship to a client, the first thing we would do is on our sales team would say, okay, somebody's got to create a one sheet, and one of us would just pull up a simple Word document, let it be easy, think about what is the title of the offering. So this is something that all of you can do. And then you write, you type in the title of the offering, and then the one sheet is really there to create, write bullet point out the benefits of what the offering is, and then what's included. So it could look something like this, where you put the title of what it is, and then a brief description in a paragraph, just a brief description, and then here are the benefits to you. Here are the benefits to you, ... And then bullet point, what are the benefits for them? Because while your package may be great and the features of it may be great, it's all about what's in it for them. Why should they care? What's in it for them? So when you bullet point out the benefits, it also can build confidence within you to take the time to think about that, because what are you promising them, or what are you sharing with them that you know will provide really great value for what they want, okay? So then in the logistics part, so here's what you'll receive, that's when you can bullet point out what are the elements that are included. So for those of you who are coaches like me, there may be 2 or 3 group coaching calls per month. And there may be a Facebook group page. You might have a website, like a program website that people have access to. You may have an in-person event at some point or a couple points throughout the year. So whatever is included in that. And then if you feel like you need to have a brief description next to each one, you can. But the point of the one sheet is not to have like many multiple pages. It's a more condensed version of an outline that you can use when you're talking to someone on the phone about what it is you offer. So what I've noticed about these one sheets is that it builds confidence within my clients when they're just like, oh, I don't even know what I'm offering, or I don't even know how to talk about what I'm offering, or I've never done this before. So I always tell them, okay, just take the pressure off, it's okay. We all get to start somewhere, or if you're launching a new program, this is a really great tool to use. And take a little time to yourself to think about how you get to make a difference through your program, and create this one sheet. And then anytime you are either out and about in person, for those of you who love to network in person, or even if you are mostly on your laptop at home or on the road, then having a hard copy of that one sheet with you at all times, and looking at it and building a connection with it and saying, wow, I really know how to talk about my one sheet. And you can even practice talking about it even out loud. Even if you're by yourself, you could say, okay, well, here's what's included, or here are the benefits to you, and just kind of bullet point it out in a conversational way. And by the time you talk to someone about it, that confidence just comes through. Hey, Ava. Hey, Kiran. Hey, Leah. Leah says, program early next year. Topic, living a vibrant life regardless of the circumstances around you. I love this for you, Leah. That's fantastic. Hi, Cambria. Hey, Lisa. Lisa says, hey, Amy, excited to hear your tips launching my group program for January. Great. Okay, so the first tangible step is really to create that one sheet. And for those of you who are like in this right now or going into this, I highly recommend that you do this like right after we jump off chat with Amy, because you know how it is. Like either you're excited and you do it right away, or I'll do it later, and then it just doesn't happen. So it's always better to do it sooner than later. Okay, so the second step is I fully enroll myself. What does that mean? What that means is whenever I create a new offering and I've typed up my one sheet, and I'm really kind of creating a connection with my offering, is I enroll myself first. So before I go out there in the world to talk to people, both online and in person, about my offering, I get to be the most enrolled person. I get to be the most excited person about what it is I'm offering. Because if I'm not enrolled in it, then how do I expect to enroll other people in it? So for example, I know a few of you, maybe some of you even saw an email that I sent out this morning that I have this newish offering, actually people have already been enrolling in it, called Powerhouse. And this is my favorite offering that I've ever had out there, because I'm already visualizing what it's going to be like to fly out to Florida. There's going to be a group of us powerhouse entrepreneurs that are flying out to Florida for 5 days and 4 nights at this gorgeous house on the ocean. And we're going to have a personal chef there. We're going to do workouts in the morning. And it's going to be part business mastermind, part work retreat, part vacation. And they're going to have coaching with me. I'm going to have my photographer out there. I just start to visualize like the actual experience of it. And I'm so freaking excited. Like I cannot even wait to be there. And then 90 days leading up to it, we're going to jump on a weekly Zoom call to talk about our declarations and our commitments to what breakthrough we're going to have in our businesses. So even as I'm talking about it, I'm feeling energized. Like I cannot even wait to get started. And the people who have already joined, they can't wait to get started too. So it creates the synergy of like, this is happening. Like this isn't just a one sheet anymore. It's actually coming to fruition. And that's the commitment declaration that I've made. So my point of this is enroll yourself first. So for those of you who have a group program coming up, or you're enrolling people in it now or will be, or even if you're offering something else, if you have one-on-one coaching, or if you've got a product or some kind of other kind of a service, if you're not feeling fully enrolled in it, then take some time to yourself and write down what you love about what it is that you're offering. And if you don't have anything, then do a little work on your offering and think about it, or reach out to people that you've already helped and say, what is it that I've done for you that you've loved? Like what has been the biggest benefit of you working with me? Then you can even get some testimonials in the meantime. Hey, Daphne, great to have you here. Okay, so number 1, create the one sheet. Number 2, enroll yourself first, like fully enroll yourself and bring that energy into your conversations. Okay, a little cheat sheet here. The third thing, so this one I don't hear a lot of people doing, and it's one of the things that has made the biggest difference for me in any form of enrollment, even if it's been something that I haven't offered. Like if I was helping enroll people into another program, for example, like if I believe in a program so much, I'm like, I want to tell everybody I know about this that I think will really benefit, so excuse me. So what else? Hold on, let me take a sip. Are you talking too much? Just need to take a little sip. Okay, so this is one of my favorite steps. Make a list of everyone you believe that your program will make a difference for. Make a list. And sometimes what resistance will come up is like, well, I don't know anyone who wants my program. Don't buy into that voice that's saying that, because you are connected. Like you at least have a small, circle of influence, if not a massive one. And it just starts with one person. So if you start to make a list, just grab a notebook and pen and just think about like, who do I believe my program will make a difference for? Because I'm really enrolled in what I'm offering. I'm really passionate about helping people in what I offer in my area. And who do I believe it'll make a difference for? So instead of waiting for people to come to you magically, or getting caught up in your head about like, I can't find any clients. I don't know how to find clients. Where are my clients? Like, don't buy into that thought process, because your clients are everywhere. They're everywhere. They're online, they're in person. You can go to networking events. There's so many different ways you can meet them. And a lot of times we don't even look at the people that are right in front of us. So make a list of anyone and everyone you believe your program or product will make a difference for, and start reaching out to them. And as you start this list, maybe at the beginning there's only like 1 or 2 people on this list, but it'll get the juices flowing, like, oh yeah, what about that person? You can go, I know a lot of you are like me who have a lot of like thousands of friends on Facebook, right? They're connections, but maybe they're people you haven't met yet. So you can even go through your friends on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. For those of you who have people on an email list that email you back and have been actually engaging with you, they're right in front of you. Maybe you are, maybe you go to networking events and socialize, or maybe there's people that you worked with in the past. Just make a list of anyone you believe this program will make a difference for. And that will be the list that you keep adding to. And over time, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have, 50 or 100 people on this list, and I don't even have enough hours in the day to reach out to them. That has happened to me many times. Okay, so once you do that, then it's about reaching out to them and thinking about how many people, like if you have ideally you have a specific and measurable goal of how many people you'd like to enroll into your program. So then it's about reaching out to these people, not just people on the list that you've made, but for those of you who have built an email list or are in the process of building an email list, or if you have a social media following, like think about how many connection points we have with our ideal clients. And you can always build upon that. So if you're someone who's like, oh, I don't have that many followers, or I don't have a list yet, then there are a lot of strategies. In fact, if you need help on that, I've got really great connections. Like I don't specifically teach list building, but I've got a couple of people that do in different ways. And I'd be happy to put you in touch with them, because if you don't have an audience, then you really want to work on building that audience. So you want to start thinking about how to reach out to those people. And you have your list that you've made, and then you've got people that follow you, or your list building and reaching out to people on social media. And then it's about building those connections. So once you've done that, I know I'm just kind of taking you through a lot today, so hopefully this is helpful. Okay, and I'll take some questions in just a moment. So once you've done that, then think about with the specific measurable goal, then instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I have to enroll 20 people or 50 people or 100 people into my group program, allow yourself to do some math, like just do the math. So if you know that you want to enroll, say, 20 people into a group program, then how much time are you giving yourself to enroll them into your program? And then how many people, like just do the math. So if you got, I should map this out ahead of time. Math is not my favorite subject. So think about how much time you have to enroll them. And then think about if this is how much time I have, then how many people do I get to enroll each week leading up to the start of the program? Just break it down so it doesn't feel like this huge number, whatever that number is for you. And then sometimes it'll be like, oh, I just get to enroll 2 people every single week leading up to the program, or whatever the number is, And then once you have that number, then think about how many conversations do I get to have in order to enroll that many people. So if you are someone who has, a decent closing ratio, and I hate the word closing, but I'm just going to use it, a closing ratio of 20%, and you want to close 2 people per week or enroll 2 people per week, then having 10 conversations per week will have you enrolling 2 people on average per week. Does that make sense? So that way, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I need to make sales, I need to fill this program, I'm so stressed out, what if nobody buys, what if I go broke, I know there's a lot of thoughts that can come up for people if they haven't really honed in on their abundant mindset. And even though I've grown my business year after year after year, I still come back to this racket that comes up. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I don't fill my program? And once I get into committed and inspired action, then I'm good to go. And then I don't stress about it because I'm focusing on 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. And then I'm in the spirit of I get to, not I have to. Like I get to connect with a lot of really cool people right now. And I'm not attached. This is another key thing. I'm not attached to whether or not they step into my program. I'm committed to making a difference for them any way that I can. So as soon as I get on these calls with individuals, I shift my mindset from I have to make a sale to I get to connect with these people. I get to be highly generous in whatever information I share with them about how they can grow their business. For those who are the right fit, I'll be inviting them into my program, and I just have faith that the right people will come to me. Okay, so I always have so many more tips and steps I could share, but those are like the main ones I want to share today. So if you have any questions, I do see some questions on here. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of them. Okay, so Kiran, would you advise offering this to all those who have had strategy calls with and done your surveys? Yeah, so when you said offering this to all of those, I guess I'm not sure if you mean offering another call or offering your program. I'm just going to assume, and you can always type in below, that you're talking about offering your program. So here's another key thing. I don't make offers to every single person that I chat with. So just take that in for a moment, because I think sometimes we're like, every single call I'm making an offer. That just doesn't align with me, and here's why. I don't believe that every single person I connect with is the right fit for my program. And I think in the past, like in my past life, if I was feeling kind of from this place of, desperation or lack or scarcity, I was like, I gotta make sales. And my energy going into it was not the right energy. So now I don't make an offer to everyone. I will jump on calls with my ideal clients or who I see to possibly be my ideal clients, or sometimes people will book calls with me or someone on my team. And we have a criteria. So this is another side tip, is what is the criteria for someone to be your ideal client? And if somebody is really not your ideal client, then don't make an offer. That way, when you do make an offer, make it count. And I even say this to people very, very honestly. I'll say, I don't make an offer to just anyone. And so the reason why I'm making this offer to you is that I really believe that Powerhouse is going to make a difference for you. And here's why. Okay. Hey, Tony. Hey, Everin. Cambria says super helpful. Hey, Matt. Hey, Stephanie. I need help writing an enrolling email. Yeah, Stephanie. So that's something that I teach. I mean, I'd be happy to even share some tips with you offline, or, I have some really cool tools that I can even gift you. So, so yeah, writing an enrolling email. I mean, I could do a whole another call on that. I know some of you know that I do a whole training on deep connection copywriting. So really deeply connecting through your emails. And Stephanie, I'll give you some coaching around that, because it's a whole nother conversation. But absolutely, when you write emails, here's what I will say about that is write as if you're writing to one person. Like, think about your most ideal client. Maybe it's whether they're an actual client of yours or someone who represents your ideal client. When you sit down to write the draft of your email, write as if you're writing to that one person, and just get out of the mindset of like, I have to write a marketing email, and just really be generous with them and think about how you can best help them. Okay, and we can have another conversation about that. Okay, Kieran, yeah, offering the programs to them. Hey, Rebecca. Okay, awesome. Yeah, any other questions? Tony says, that would be awesome. I would love the enrollment email tips too. Okay, great. Stephanie says, totally, thank you. Yeah, this is your chance to post questions below. Like, I love using this forum to even provide some free coaching. So if you have a question that is, that's, something that's giving you pain right now, like think about what's giving you pain right now in your business and what could you use help with? Like my dog, Bella, come here. She's probably like, I want to go out of this room. Okay, I'm gonna let her out. So you guys post some questions. This is like spontaneous Facebook Live situation. Go ahead. Do you like that you're just like hanging out with me in my home office? Okay. Any other questions? I'm just looking back to see if I missed any. Okay. Oh, okay. So Ava's planning a retreat in Peru, spring of 2018. Awesome. Phaedra says, working hard to fill a group program for January. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Lord Wayne. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. Tony asks, what type of pricing do you feel is good for a group program? Oh, this is a good question. I get this question often. So when it comes to pricing a group program, what I'll say to that is that there's no perfect price for a group program. And what you get to do is to think about what would be either a pay in full rate that you see as stretchy and attainable. Let me back up for a second. So oftentimes what you will see out there in the world, or what you will want to offer, is something that offers a monthly payment plan. And then if you want to have a pay in full option where somebody pays the full amount up front, give them a special discount if they choose to do that. So when you think about a monthly amount, what I recommend that you do is to think about an amount that feels it's a little bit out of your comfort zone, but something that you can believe in. And the reason I say that is that what my experience has been with most entrepreneurs is that they undervalue themselves, or they see themselves as an hourly employee. So if any of you are like, oh, but that's such and such per hour, I completely invite you and give you permission to take it out of your mindset that you are an hourly employee, because you're not. Especially for those of you who are coaches or provide a high-level service, just think about it this way. How much of your life has contributed to what it is you're offering? So whether it's through your personal experience in that area, or your education that you've invested time and money in, any experience that you have in your past career or life experience, any training that you've invested in, just take some time. If you're someone who's dealing with a self-worthiness conversation, which by the way, every single human being has it at some point, like has that, who am I to think I can do this? Or I don't think I'm worthy of this, or who am I to think I can charge this? Everyone has, so it's a human being condition, okay? So don't beat yourself up over that. And in order to build up your confidence and really value yourself, take some time and just make a list of all the things in your life that have contributed to what you are offering now. And think about how much you invested both time and money and experience to get to where you are now. And I love taking my clients through this exercise. They're like, oh my gosh, I've spent 15 years or 20 years and $200,000 on getting me to where I am now, plus my life experience in this area, plus I have my own story and journey. I'm like, do you see why you're not an hourly employee, and that dividing everything to an hour just doesn't even make sense? What people are investing in is not just that hour. They're investing in you and all of those things you've done to get to where you are now so that you can make a difference for them in a more efficient way than if they try to do it by themselves. So when you start to really think about that value that you provide, even if you're new in business, there's a reason why you've chosen the business that you have and the offering that you have. Do this exercise and just allow yourself to feel the value. And sometimes what you can do is take yourself out of it, because again, the self-worthiness conversation can come up. Just say, if someone else had 20 years of experience in this or 10 years of experience in that, and they invested $100,000 in this or however much, would I look at them as someone that had the credibility and the value of this package? Okay. So think of a number that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but something you can wrap your head around. Okay. Leah says, thanks, Amy. Off to a work call, sending love. Okay. Oops. Everin. Oh, hopefully I'm not cutting out. Can you guys hear me okay? Cambria says, I'm working on an offer that I'm in love with, and I have a small email list, though it's cold. How long does it take to warm them back up to make the offer? I don't want to come right out of the gate with a sale. Feels like, okay, I can't read the whole thing, but I get what you're saying. Cambria, just think of it this way. If your email list was one person, like someone in your life that you love, that you had lost touch with, how would you come back into their life? Like, how would you write an email to come back into their life? I would just think of it that way and just rebuild. Like if I had a good friend, let me think of a good friend that I haven't talked to in a while. Okay, so if I had a good friend that I hadn't talked to in a while, I'd think to myself, first I might do a little bit of like, oh, I feel bad I haven't reached out to her in a while, and then I would let that go, you know, and then I would say, okay, I'm gonna reach out to her now. I'm gonna either pick up the phone or send her an email and just say, you know, in the subject line, something like, I would love to reconnect. Like a subject line can be as personal sounding as that, I would love to reconnect. And then say, hi, so-and-so, like personalize it with their name, and just say, I know it's been a while, but I would love to reconnect with you. And then I'd share a short story about what's been happening in my life, and then make it relevant to them. So I would, you know, hi, so-and-so, I would love to reconnect. I know it's been a while since the last time we connected, you know, corresponded or whatever. And this year has been such a whirlwind. And one of the highlights was when I went to California to speak on a big stage, and I was able to connect with hundreds of entrepreneurs, and it was an amazing experience. And what I realized is that sometimes when I've got a lot of things going on is that I lose touch with the people that I care about, such as yourself. So I'm using this as an opportunity to reconnect with people, you know, or network with new people that have been on my list or have been a part of my community. And it would be really great to jump on a phone and just hear what it is that you're up to. I'll share what I'm up to. And you never know how we might be able to help each other out. So click here if you would like to connect with me and do some networking and collaboration, click here and it'll take you straight to my personal calendar, and let's schedule time to chat. Hope to talk to you soon. So this is just an example of something that you can say to reestablish a connection in a relationship. And not everyone will jump on it because you've been out of touch, but those who feel a connection with you will be like, oh wow, she's so real and I would love to connect with her. And it doesn't always have to feel like, oh, I need to pitch them on the call. Like, just think of it as like, stop selling and start connecting. Stop selling and start connecting. Just start conversations again. Cambria says, yes, so good. Thanks, you rock. Awesome. So thank you everyone for joining me today. My request for you is that if this has been helpful and you're someone who also is connected with other entrepreneurs like I am, then go ahead and click on the share button. And when you share it, put a little personal note of what your biggest aha has been, because I'm committed to making a bigger impact in this world. So it always helps to share these videos and help as many people as I can. So go ahead and click on the share button. And as a reminder, I do this weekly Chat with Amy live every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, unless I'm traveling. And so if this is something that's been helpful for you, then go ahead and put it in your calendar as a reminder. And we get to connect on a weekly or almost weekly basis, just depending on my travel schedule. Tony Lynn asks, what calendar software are you using? I use TimeTrade. I know there's other great ones out there like Vcita or Vcita, V-C-I-T-A. I prefer TimeTrade, so just timetrade.com. I know some people use Calendly. I think they're all great, but I like TimeTrade. It works out well for me. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining me today with your great questions and your participation. For those of you who are filling a group program, I wish you all the best. I know you can do it. And if you missed some of the steps, go ahead and rewatch this video. And also, I know some of you saw the email that went out. Like I'm really starting to let the world know about Powerhouse. So I am going to just share with you briefly that Powerhouse, like I said, is my most exciting offer that I've ever made. And I still have a handful of spots available for our retreat that's coming up in February on Captiva Island, Florida. It's going to be epic. And for 90 days leading up to it, every single person in the group is going to be making a declaration of their breakthrough they're going to have in those 90 days. And myself and the community are going to hold you to it. So if this resonates with you at all, if it piques your curiosity, you're like, I want to go on this amazing retreat with Amy and a group of powerhouse women entrepreneurs, then go ahead and either send me a private message or comment below. Just say, I would love more information on that. I'm happy to share it with you because I know it's going to be an amazing, amazing experience with major breakthroughs in your business and life. So thank you so much. Sending you all much love, and I will see you on Facebook, and some of you I'll see in person soon. Okay, bye.